Greetings, dear viewer. I am Sherpa the Skeleton King. This video is something pretty different for me. You see, I grew up consuming any piece of gaming media I could get my hands on, whether it be a gaming magazine a friend lent me, or trying to catch the newest episode of X-Play on G4 when they still had a soul. Rest in peace. Or possibly even binging Peanut Butter Gamer, Cat Icarus, or any other matter of gaming content on YouTube. Probably a lot of machinima to go with that as well. However, to say my tastes have changed is a fair statement, as now the majority of YouTube gaming content I consume tends to be longer form and relatively serious, though privately I do seriously enjoy some crude humor. My current biggest influences that I can think of are Josh Strife Plays, The Gaming Brit Show, Civvy11, Seth Zintak, Patrician TV, and DJ Peach Cobbler. That being said, I don't want to steal too much from these guys, but they're all so unique, and they've influenced me to an insane degree to get to this point. And so this is my attempt at long-form gaming content. This is also important for me to start building up the lore of the Crypt, which is this anomalous, infinitely floored office building which manufactures everything and anything. It performs any task you can imagine, from mercenary work to data entry, and it also houses an infinite amount of underpaid but also undead salary workers. But most importantly, this is The Game Graveyard, a long-form review, retrospective analysis type of show with mostly original hardware assisted by some modern marvels. Expect and also please recommend games on the original Xbox and PS2. Our hardware is upscaled by the Retro Tank 5X and then further sharpened by an original M cable. The reason I still use original hardware is to be able to play my games off the grid in a shack. No, I own a JFJ EZ Pro and I like to sell shit on eBay. Sometimes I can get good deals with trades and stuff like that, but it's more of a collection and trying to upkeep a collection type of thing. I can admit though that emulation is superior both in cost and graphical fidelity, which is why I spent $400 fucking trying to get my original hardware look like emulated games, and it's not anywhere near close. But anyways, welcome dear viewer to the premiere episode of The Game Graveyard, featuring Goblin Commander Unleash the Horde. Goblin Commander is a 2003 real-time strategy video game developed and published by Jaleco USA, a subsidiary of a Japanese company by the same name, just, Jaleco instead of Jaleco USA. They went defunct in May of 2014. Wiki these guys, they have a shit ton of games out, at least the Japanese branch does. One little thing I like about Goblin Commander and a lot of old games around that time is if you leave the start menu idling, it'll go to the demo mode, which is just like gameplay, and you can see these dudes fighting each other, and it's kind of nice. It was also good for trying to get some footage at the start. Without further ado, here is Goblin Commander. Also, I'm going to be doing the voices for all the goblins because only the narration at the beginning has actual voices in it.
Our story is not one of providence, not one of divinity or evolution from the primordial slime. Those stories we leave to humans and their endless thirst for pride. Our kind was not so much born as we were created, wrought through the power of the Moonstone by the human Frasiel. At once granted purpose, granted life, and made whole. Summoned to serve as laborers on what would be his most ambitious achievement, a great machine that would grant us power beyond our wildest dreams. As 5 we began, but many more would follow, scattered to gather resources throughout the vast lands of Ogres. It was a good life, working for that which we were created. But as they say in the Master's tongue, nothing can last forever.
Are the preparations complete?
Yes, Master.
Excellent. Then be ready to execute on my orders.
We will, Master. Yes, we will. Come on, put your backs into it. There's plenty of work to be done.
You hear what Boss Man say? Put your backs into it.
Born of the Great Moon Frox and Goblin Commander of the Stone Crusher clan, we have the main character of this story, Grommel. In the year 2003, developers took one of 2 different routes when trying to develop a tutorial. The first route was not making a tutorial. Good luck, stupid. And then the second route was absolutely fill the player with fuckloads of information, and that is what we have here.
Stone Crusher clan, we're finished here. Time to move out.
Here is just a little bit more homework for you to do before you can even move your goblins. You know, your whole point of the game, the goblin commanding. 1 more box, then you can command some goblins. Look at me, Ma. I'm commanding goblins. They're moving, and I'm pressing the button, and they're moving. Look at that. That's great. It only goes up from here. Here, we are introduced to a fundamental mechanic of this game, breaking shit. And besides pushing the original Xbox's hardware to its breaking point, with any extra rocks and garbage it needs to calculate flying around, it gives you gold, which you use to upgrade your units and buy powerful titans and towers. There's little machines scattered about, and of course, they're breakable too, but if you break this one over here, Grommel will actually yell at you for it.
Don't destroy that. Alright, nobody's leaving until it gets rebuilt.
I'm sorry, Grommel, but I am not certified to do that.
Great frogs, we're being overrun by rock critters. Quickly, grind the vermin into pulp.
Combat in this game is relatively simple. You have to put your clan's flag near an enemy and they will just go to town whenever they get close enough. Killing those rock critters opens up this gate, and it also enables us to now directly control our units, which is pretty cool because I can zoom way up close and I can also control where my guys are going.
Excellent. That'll teach them. Now I've heard there's a lazy lump of a stone ogre sleeping on the job. We must find him and put him back to work.
Grommel said something about an ogre. Let's go check it out.
There's that fucking sack of shit. Time to give him a wake-up call.
Titans are so strong, you have to directly control them, otherwise they just won't do anything at all.
Looks like he's injured. We need to feed him so he can heal himself.
The Stone Ogre is the Stone Crusher clan's Titan, and while being extremely devastating with AoE melee attacks, Grommel here wants us to use his secondary ability of picking a unit up and eating it to regain health. Watch out though, you can pick up your own units too. Grommel tells you that this room is too messy and it should have been picked up hours ago. This is a great introduction for the Stone Ogre in my opinion, because you get to use the bash and swing ability and just completely clobber all this shit and get a ton of gold. It feels great. The last obstacle for this level is a creature that goes by the name of a Blade Worm. The Stone Ogre fucks it up. You win. Victory. Great job. That's level 1 out of the way.
Alright, you good-for-nothings. Rise and shine. Time for work. That's it. On the count of 3, I'm coming in there. 1, 2...
Grommel teleports in and introduces us to the Clan Shrine. Here we trade souls for new goblins and gold for upgrades.
Come on! Time is resources. Now that we've slept half the day away, we need to scour the area for gold and souls.
We go break some rock critters and beat up some rocks to get those gold and souls Grommel was asking for.
We got a few souls from the critters, but we'll need more to truly strengthen our clan. Scour the area. Holy shit, a soul's fountain? That's convenient.
Soul fountains are a capturable objective on just about any map in this game. You capture them and then get a decent chunk of souls, and it starts to peter out and only give you a little bit of souls over time after that. Capturing that soul fountain rewards us with 3 blade worms and the ability to unlock new units in our clan shrine, that being the rock thrower, which we now get 5 of to help us deal with this new blade worm threat. We must have caught them while they were asleep, because normally they fuck your dudes up a little bit, so I guess I'm grateful.
Grommel, thank the master. We try to work, but critters go crazy. We must have struck nest.
Don't worry. Stonecrusher clan, hold your positions while I return to our Hall of Titans for more turrets.
We put down some more turrets for our Stonecrusher clan brothers in need of help, and this nice little cutscene plays showing us the fruits of our labor. With the rock critters dealt with, we can go on our way. So we go through this new gate that is opened up, and suddenly everything starts to shake and crumble around us. Grommel is terrified. Stonecrusher clan, watch out!
Clan Stonecrusher, we've got to get out of here before these infernal caverns become our doom.
It looks like there's been a cave-in, and our fellow Stonecrusher clan goblins are trapped. We need to help them, otherwise they're gonna perish. Oh, this is terrible. We save all of our brothers, and this lovely gate opens up, and that is our escape, and the end of this level.
Master, what happened?
Grommel, the machine.
We were preparing for it, but he... Who, Master? Who did this to you?
Brother.
With the death of Phraziel, the true story can now begin. I also like the loading screen showing the territory that we're currently in.
Grammar, our scout returns.
It's about time.
Hellfire work camp located due east of our clan home.
A work camp? This far south?
Yes, sir. They're razing the surrounding forest and cutting it to the bone.
Grex has never been one to waste resources. It must be a supply line. But for what? I wonder. Prepare to move out. We must contact the Hellfire clan. Grax must know what has happened to Phraziel.
Right away.
And so it begins.
Immediately outside of our base, our first soul fountain is already under attack by Hellfire clan goblins. We're gonna do something about that.
We must capture it. Maybe then Grax will give us enough time to explain.
Whew, I'm glad that attack is over.
Murderous Gramal, give Grax back fountain.
Call off your attack, Grax. We come seeking answers, not blood.
But Hellfire clan seek blood, evil Stonecrusher blood.
Then you leave us no choice. Stonecrusher clan, the line has been drawn. Attack!
Grommel simply wishes to find some answers surrounding their master's death. However, Grax does not trust Grommel and starts a physical conflict between the two clans. To this, Grommel says, "You started it, I'm going to end it."
We find Hellfire work camp, boss.
Excellent. Crush their pitiful lumber operation. Crush it to splinters.
We're on it.
How dare Stonecrusher clan attack Grax's lumber place? Hellfire kill now.
I dare not only to attack Grax's lumber place, but totally destroy it. Some meteors from a firestorm, runestone, assist with said destruction.
Hellfire encampment destroyed.
Great work, my kinsman. Maybe now my brother Grax and his Hellfire clan will listen to the voice of reason.
Before we continue, I would like to take just a moment to discuss, not necessarily the sound design because it's fine. My only problem with the game is the music. They kind of go for this dark ambient approach. I know what you're thinking. That's not so bad, and I agree. In a 2003 Game Zone interview with then Jalico USA producer Chris Miller, he has a guy named Mike Smith. Mike Smith doesn't show up on the wiki, but he is supposed to be the audio director. And he answers this simple question about, like, audio design and sound. He just says that it's minimalistic, it's supposed to be kind of ambient, especially because there is so many units fighting at once. It's a bit of a challenge to keep the battle sounds from not overwhelming the player. Oh, that's fine, that's cool, that's fine. My only beef with that is that when you finally beat the game, there's credits, and there's like developer commentary with the actual endgame credits. And it's like some sound designer, I assume, saying like, yeah, we had a 80s metal theme going on. And I wish they would have just stuck with that. That would have been so cool for me personally.
Started working on the game. The original plan wasn't even to do an ambient score. The original plan was, hey man, can you make like the the early 80s metal stuff? So we were like, okay.
I'm sure it would have been one of the cheesiest goddamn things I've ever seen, but man, I wish I got some fucking goblin metal. I think a small little discussion can happen here about the audio and sound design, and I really do want to do this because, I want to make a good retrospective analysis type of show thing. And I want to say that the audio, I think it's okay. I think it's like 5 out of 10 average okay. You have 60 guys fighting on screen at once. It's chaos. It becomes chaos. I think that's part of the game, and I think that's okay. I would have liked the goblin metal more because it would have helped the chaos flow as opposed to the ambient sounds trying to open the stage for the chaos, if that makes sense. I don't really feel like that makes sense. And I also feel like I'm just making excuses for the Goblin Metal, but it is time to get back to Goblin Commander.
Boss, reports say Hellfire Factory located in nearby ruins. A factory? Yes, sir. We don't know what they build up there, but they sure make lots of soot. We capture barrel of it. It's black, but shiny. Here, me show you.
No, wait.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
First lumber yards, now black powder. That lunatic Grax is cooking up something. But what?
The start of this mission sees us with a little bit of extra gold and souls, so I upgrade my goblins and fill out the ranks of my army. Now we need to go stop Grax. Grommel is the oldest of Phraziel's creations, so he would know what kind of work would benefit the great machine, and currently Grax is doing some weird stuff. We need to go break his factories because he's about to, do bad stuff. Who knows? I am a stupid boy and did not learn my lesson from the cutscene. Barrels are bad if you haven't picked up on that by now. Our goblin reign of chaos continues, and Grax's little minions actually start to put up a fight. His lumberjacks are armed with saws, and he has little archers, and I think they're actually really cutely designed, to be frank. I love how in this 2003 Xbox title, they actually have waypoints for your guys. They're done pretty intuitively for a controller and console design, and that's just, I love that. And if you complete the waypoint, like close the loop, you actually start a patrol path, which is even awesomer.
Hellfire waiting on hill. We can fight, but they have the higher ground.
Perhaps there is another way.
I took this as some very clear foreshadowing, and with a stone ogre I did a little exploring and found these explosive barrels next to a grouping of dry trees.
It looks like a back way into the city. Use the element of surprise to crush the Hellfire resistance.
I have my stone ogre wait for the rest of the Stonecrusher clan to catch up, and then we rain unholy havoc upon this little Hellfire encampment. I wonder what genius thought it was a good idea to have explosive barrels near your homes and battlements.
Here, piggy, piggy, piggy.
Oink.
Without any backup, that pig is dead meat compared to the pure might of the Stonecrusher clan with an ogre.
We find what looks like gigantic forges.
Blast furnaces, used to smelt their heavy cannons. Destroy them all.
Time to show Grax what he gets from messing with the Stonecrusher goblins, baby.
Boss, we fucked him up good.
Now that we got their attention, there's no time to lose. Send a force into the nearby ruins to build a base at once. Our encampment has been established, but our clansmen have been encountering heavy resistance. I am counting on you to make contact with our encampment and offer any assistance necessary for its defense.
Zug zug.
That encampment is critical to our efforts against the Hellfire clan. It must not fall.
It won't, boss. Count on us.
Then in the name of Clan Stonecrusher, let's bring this city to its knees.
On to the next mission, but a quick note, I do have to apologize for the drop in visual quality. While the units don't look so bad, the text is definitely so hard to read here, especially in this alchemist shop. I can't even read this. What does that say? Bone? Bone? This game's text was already hard enough to read, and I made it significantly more difficult. For that, I'm pretty sorry, but I'll make sure it's not a problem in the future, even if I have to do a couple of tests and surveys and polls and stuff. But let's get on with the Goblin Carnage.
There, in the courtyard ahead, our clansmen are under attack. We must help them.
Sure thing, boss. For Grandma.
We're still at the point of the game where a Stone Ogre or a Titan unit just decimates. They just absolutely wreak havoc on the battlefield, and it feels oh so good. Runes are very, very effective tools or cheats depending on how you look at them. There's a Sight rune and a Firestorm rune, and in conjunction, they break the game. In the developer's defense, they don't give you runestones for every single mission. You can only purchase them in fewer, and in fewer of those do you get the ability to have both the Sight and the Firestorm at the same time. We've caught up with the forward Stonecrusher encampment, and from this entrenched position, now we are ready to take it to Grax's Hellfire City. None of these pesky little red guys can stand up to our fully upgraded pit bosses. Their molten whips ready to flay the flesh off of any foes, and molten armor ready to prevent any projectile from piercing them. Oh, sorry, my magma vests are not meant for giant boulders. I repeat, my magma vests are not giant boulder certified.
Oink.
Mutually assured destruction. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with bacon. Having destroyed that tower, the final defenses for the city have fallen, and the only thing stopping us is a steady line of goblins coming out of these two huts, which are the last two objectives for this level. When I say steady, I mean it. You would think that not being able to rebuild would present a difficulty issue with the player and the AI, but no, they just keep throwing shit at you from the buildings that are standing. I am embarrassed to admit it, but this is one of the first missions where I had to retry it. I didn't look hard enough for soul fountains, and I ran out of souls, and I couldn't afford the goblin siege. Literally, I just couldn't afford any guys to attack these two bases that were spewing out units. And even on this playthrough, I bought a Titan unit at the end, and it apparently wasn't needed. Which I guess, I'm thankful for that.
Grex's fortress, the beating heart of the Hellfire clan. The end is drawing near. Yet, we must remain diligent. Grex and his kinsmen may have been beaten, but they're certainly not broken.
You heard the man. Goblin Commander. It's time to go end this fight with Grax. I'm also so ready to get out of this forest and away from these little red guys.
A scout has been spotted near our base, probing our defenses. We must prepare for attack.
To make this soul fountain and alchemist workshop ours, we just have to bust up this little Hellfire clan base. It's spitting out a couple little guys, but nothing we can't handle. After securing a steady supply of resources, it's time for us to go on the offensive, and I summon a stone ogre to start wreaking some havoc on Grax.
Hey boss, Grax's fortress just uphill.
Strange. His defenses seem unusually light.
Fuck! What was that?
Tee-hee! Grumble like Groxy's toy. Come, we give Stonecrash our demonstration.
What we do, boss? If we get any closer, that thing tear us apart.
Search the lower ruins. There must be a way to foil that infernal catapult.
I feel like I've seen this somewhere before, just a little smaller. We take our stone ogre and break up this little barrel factory, and this clears a path directly into the heart of Grax's fortress. Look at that little bastard.
Sir, We've captured the Hellfire Catapult.
It would seem the tables have turned. Excellent. Use that catapult to destroy the gate to Grax's fortress.
Do gladly, boss. I think this part is really cute, but only because of the implications of the little red guy piloting this thing. Did the Stonecrusher clan walk up and he's like, oh shit, I better do what they say? Claiming this catapult as our own marks the end of Grax's fortress.
Fuck you, Grommel. Fuck you, Stonecrushers. Hellfire Clan. Fuck all of you.
Grax, practically in full retreat, goes into Goblin Commander mode to hide in the building behind him. He also sends out a huge army of Hellfire Goblins, to which I end up losing my initial attack, but I re-meet them in the middle of the map and wipe them out for good.
They're fleeing the field. The Hellfire Clan is in disarray. Now to find Grax. If I fail to emerge within the hour, tear the fortress to the ground.
Thy will be done, my lord.
Tee-hee. Brother Grommel comes for me.
Grax? Grax, where are you hiding?
Everywhere. Nowhere. Like you. Like you.
Grax, show yourself. I wish to talk to you.
Grax no talk to Grommel. Treacherous evil Grommel.
Treacherous? Me?
Grommel murdered Master. Grax knows, but Grax fix. Grax accepts Jesus as his Lord and Savior.
Grax way!
Wow, that's the end of the Hellfire Clan. Aww. Also, cool new loading screen. I do have one kind of question about that. If Grommel can teleport away, and we saw Grax teleport away earlier,
Fuck all of you.
why didn't he teleport away from this explosion? He just killed himself? That sucks.
Great frogs!
Grommel, you trespass in Stormbringer lands. Leave now or suffer the consequences.
Vane, wait! I promise you that we mean you no harm. We have only come to...
Silence. We are well aware of your promises, as was our brother Grax and our master before him. Further infiltration into our lands will be seen as an act of aggression, and all aggression shall be returned in kind. You have been warned.
Curse you, Vane! If you insist on doing things the hard way, then we have no choice but to accommodate.
Yeehaw! Welcome to Stormbringer territory. Now, we have to go up against Fane, and he doesn't trust us either, so Grommel says, fuck you. I'm about to do what Grax did to himself to you. Speaking about Grax, he must really be dead, because the Hellfire Clan has no Goblin Commander to follow, so they just start following Grommel instead. This is where we get introduced to 20 goblins at a time to control and beat shit up. It's awesome. And I also started playing with less UI, so there will be a lot better clips from this point on.
From Mr. Moongate! Fate must have rediscovered their technology and is using them to teleport.
Did this guy just say teleport?
Quickly, we must secure the area. Only then can we begin the process that will make the power of the moon gates our own.
Through ancient rediscovered goblin technology, Fane and the Stormbringer clan has learned how to teleport, of course only at these select locations. And our goal for right now is to hijack that ability for ourselves.
The Master Moongate is ours. But before we gain access, we must first tune our clans to their magic. To do so, we must find the observatory. Search the area. It must be located nearby.
After searching the area, we find a little land bridge leading up to a cliff, and we destroy every rock on the land bridge, giving us a little bit of spending money.
Relocate observatory, sir.
Excellent. Now that we have secured both the Moongate and observatory, we can begin. To tune ourselves to their magic, we must defend both structures until the blue moon tryst becomes full. 4 fucking times.
Thank goodness this is a pretty fast moon, and this entire ritual only takes 6 minutes, where you have to defend both of these structures. I feel like they could have sent a couple more goblins at me, and honestly, if the teleporter would have still been sending goblins directly into the middle of my stone crushers, that would have been pretty cool. But this is the first point in the game in which I used the patrol feature with the waypoints, and I just had my goblins doing circles around the objectives, and I set down my controller and walked away. I didn't need to participate at that point. It was more of a show or a spectacle, if you will. Though the show is just about over, and it's now time for the real spectacles to get started. The Moongate is about to be ours.
The tuning process is complete. Now we can capture both the observatory and the Master Moongate for our own. To do so, approach them. Now that we are tuned, they will respond to our presence.
With the capture of the Master Moongate, I had to figure out how to work the thing. Although it gave me some trouble, I learned that provided you have the matching color Moongate captured, you can interact by pressing a clan button on said captured Moongate, and regardless of distance, your goblins will all be teleported. Eventually I learned how easy it is to abuse that, because you can just spawn some goblins and teleport them immediately to the Moongate, causing a constant flow of chaos. I was thinking of skipping these because only 3 of them show up and they're only in Fane's levels, but it's still unique enough, and I'm covering pretty much everything else, so here's the little fucking stupid Wingate.
Hey boss, we find machine that's connected to nearby gate.
It must be generating the force field. If we destroy it, we destroy the gate.
I would have liked to seen more of these, I hate to admit it. They could have altered the pacing of the game a little bit further down the line, but they chose to do that with Moongates instead. And I think some levels benefit for it, but the pacing of the overall game did not. Shit man, I beat this game in like one night. I did not see that lightning tower there. And you can tell it's one of the stronger towers in the game because of how quickly my ogre died. I used lightning to beat the lightning.
Hey boss, we find strange shrine.
It must be where the Stormbringer clan houses their goblins. We must crush it at once.
For you, Grommel, I'll crush it at twice. That was a bad joke, but yeah, let's break this shit. Oh, this is that twice part I was talking about. Here's another one. This part turns into chaos because of another lightning turret, and with just my luck, there's a rune for a lightning storm just hanging out over here. I send a little goblin to go grab it, but my dumbass doesn't record me actually dropping loads on this tower. I was panning back to my Titan Forge to get this tub of lard. Me and the Stone Ogre here decided that after 3 little goblin structures containing Fane's goblin goons, we've had enough. It's time for a full-out assault. I also like how when the blue goblins go flying, they go, whoa, like Crash Bandicoot.
Excellent! You bring honor to our clans. Now, gather our fastest runners. We must erect a base in the adjacent mountains. Stormbringer is a proud clan. They won't take this lightly. We must use this time to gain a foothold. The frontrunners should have had ample time to construct our clan home. I am counting on you to make contact and establish our position in earnest.
Oh, don't worry about it. Tee-hee. Yeah, Grommel count on us.
Either way, I have arranged for a support group to sustain our efforts just in case we encounter unforeseen problems.
Grommel no need others. Tee-hee. Yeah, we do easy.
Then there is no time to lose. Good luck, and may Frox guide you.
Grommel sends 2 hunters and a scout into Stormbringer territory to reconnect with the Stonecrusher clan, or at least some sort of Stonecrusher forward operating base.
They must be sentries. That signal tower must be how they alert their clan.
What we do.
Deal with them. But whatever happens, they must not light that beacon.
Here we have a little bait and switch. I thought we were about to have a stealth section, but instead you have to get caught. You get caught, and then Grommel says, here's your goblins, go command them.
Looks like we're going to have to fight our way through.
Go, Grommel, a Goblin Commander after my own heart.
We find our hot place, but it all burned up.
Crush them, quickly. We must rebuild our clan home. Only then we can use the moon gates to attack our enemies' positions.
Here is where the game absolutely breaks in half. It introduces the concept of repairing structures, and the issue with that is that it only costs 25 gold, and you can get gold by just breaking stuff around the map. As long as you're, playing the game and trying to have fun, you're going to have a surplus of gold, or at least 25. Now that we have the Stonecrusher clan shrine rebuilt, we're gonna go use the teleporter we just captured, and we get to the other side of the map and immediately face opposition.
If we can't drive the Stormbringer clan out by force, we'll starve them out. Capture all of the soul fountains in the region and hold them. It's the only way to choke the fight out of our enemies.
Sure thing, boss.
So saith Grommel, we need to capture all the soul fountains in this area, and that's a lot easier said than done, but if we collect some gold, we can rebuild our Hellfire clan shrine, and then we can really start putting up a fight. At least the lightning towers are putting up a serious fight. I had to use a shield and a health rune stone. So my guys were shielded and they were healed, and this whole time they still weren't able to kill it until just now. Oh, another one? Well, I don't have any rune stones this time around, but at least my stone crushers have got some magma rocks to throw. The magma rocks make quicker work out of this lightning tower. Hey, I heard you like lightning towers, so here's another lightning tower for you. After charging up this little hill, we capture our first soul fountain with little fanfare. There were actually like no Stormbringer goblins around the fountain itself, and I quickly figured out all the blue guys are busy ransacking my base, so I had to teleport my goblins to defend what's left of my clan shrines. The one clan shrine got finished building while the other was simultaneously destroyed. I didn't find this to be very funny, so I'm gonna go do the same thing to the Stormbringers. But if the Great Moon Frox can help us at all, their whole base will be destroyed, and there shall be no rebuilding. This is the most lightning towers you will see in one level for the rest of the game. I do think the Stormbringer clan shrines are the coolest looking ones in the game. That being said though, a cool looking building is not going to stop me from destroying it. We have cleared out the upper side of the map and have captured all the soul fountains up there. Now it's time to do the same thing to the bottom half. Here we have the observatory where you can buy moon stones, not rune stones, which only affect a specific clan's goblins. So the white moonstone affects Stonebringers and the red moonstone affects the Hellfire clan. Just gives them a good damage and speed boost. Taking a second to actually talk about those, they kind of hid them in the levels because I only remember finding 3 of these throughout like the entire campaign, and I am absolutely certain that in addition to the alchemist shop, they're everywhere. They're probably in most levels, I just didn't see them. Speaking about moon stuff, we just captured the red moon gate, the master one, so now Fane can no longer send goons to attack our base. And there's another little soul fountain over here that looks like it's ours now, I think. Before I forget, I wish they would have done more stuff with the observatory, because they came up with a name for each of the moons for each of the clans, and I think that's very cute. Also, we captured the last soul fountain, and that's the end of this level.
A curse on you, Grommel. You shall pay for this. Stormbringer clan. Fate has eluded us this day, but it is only a minor setback. The time has come. Withdraw at once.
Kinsmen, prepare to move. I've sent a crew into the nearby lands to build us a clan home. We must rush to its defense.
Grummel, think Frox you here. We build base, but Stormbringer attack us in waves. It's all we can do to defend it.
Where are the attacks coming from?
That moongate to our west. Its master must be somewhere to our north.
Crush them. We walked right into a blast furnace, yet there's nothing we can do. Until we wrest control of the Master Moongate from the Stormbringer clan, we're going to be vulnerable to attack. Kinsman, we're nearing the summit of the peak, the very seat of Fane's power. We have no choice. We must fight on.
Alright, we're gonna make it further up the mountain, so a pretty simple objective there, but the only difficulty is they have a teleporter in our base, so whenever Fane wants, he can send some goblins 10 feet away from my clan shrines. This presents a bit of an issue. It might be kind of hard to tell, but here is it's a dead goblin. It looks like he's frozen and strung up, and to me, this is one of the more morbid things in the game, and if you actually think about it, it makes the Stormbringers like one of the worst, like despicable, evil clans. Because there's a clan about like plague people, and it's like, sure, they're gross, they do like meat and stuff, and then there's a clan of grave robbers, so it's like, yeah, they do bad, evil stuff, but the Stormbringers aren't inherently evil, yet they choose to do shit like this. No, I think it's a cool decoration. You should wait till we get to the next area. They just have like rotting carcasses as decorations. No joke, I'm not kidding. This mission so far has been a bit of a slow burn. We've just been fucking up a couple of nomadic blue dudes. Picking up some coins, you know how it be. Until we run into a storm elemental, the Stormbringer clan's titan, and boy howdy does he smack. All those green spots is him literally making paste out of my goblins. I lost that first fight, terribly might I add. However, I regrouped, and because the Titan can't regain health and the Stormbringers don't have a healer unit, it's time for us to win this fight. This is like our 5th wave of goblins, and we're starting to run out of souls, so I need to be a little bit smarter, a little bit stronger, and get my hands on a soul fountain. I also destroy these guys' clan shrine to make sure they can't send any more goblins, at least from this side of the map. That teleporter is still going to be a problem though.
We found what looked like pig. It frozen in ice.
It must be freed. Its ability to rain fire on our enemies should prove quite useful.
Congratulations, you just unfroze yourself the War Pig Catapult. It's pretty strong. It's ranged. It doesn't have as much health or damage as the Stone Ogre, but you can switch to a like fire barrage round, which is really good at area denial because it's just damage over time in an area. But I don't know if there is a significant damage difference to buildings between the rock and the flaming round, because it took a lot of rocks to blow up some buildings, and I cut a lot of that out. But finally our reign of chaos starts slowing down, and we eventually find ourselves upon another Master Moongate.
We still Master Moongate.
Now that the Stormbringer clan no longer lays siege to our base, we are free to press the attack.
It's time to go where no War Pig Catapult can go. Sadly, Titans can't teleport with you, only goblins. But through the teleporter is the only way to continue pushing the assault on Fane. He's not much further up the mountain. The first fight went pretty good, though I do have to make a quick pit stop at the base because somehow Fane is attacking us again. I may have missed a clan shrine. We have a cute little like pathfinding error because they're starting to slide up the mountain. And I start to favor a very specific unit for a very specific reason. Though I will save that discussion for a little bit later. But hey, look! A lightning tower!
The gate to the peak. Kinsman, we have our objective. Let nothing stand in our way.
There's a second Titan here. He must be guarding these 3 clan shrines and the teleporter that's pumping goblins into my base. This is a good moment where it demonstrates just how powerful Titans actually are. The Stormbringer Titan especially so. However, he doesn't last so long in the middle of my wave of goblins. We have to lead a secondary assault to take over this little base near the peak. You can definitely see which unit I have a preference for in this moment exactly. Especially fully upgraded for damage and range, which is the Hellfire upgrades. The little guys with the snipers, they're OP. They are one of the strongest units in the game. It's like they have a meat shield in front of them and they're just taking out everything in a matter of seconds. And I wouldn't have been able to do a mission without them later in the game because I was too stupid to approach it how the game wanted me to. The Hunter, being the name of the unit, is the Hellfire clan's specialty. With low health and high damage and even higher range, they are one of the most essential parts to your arsenal.
Great work. The gate to Fane's mountain stronghold is ours.
Sorry about the long cut, but I think this next shot is a little goofy.
We are coming for you, Fane. You and the rest of your clan. And nothing short of Frox himself can save you now.
Guramal, you and your wretched ilk have been a thorn in my side for far too long. Prepare to bear witness to the awesome power of Fane, bringer of storms.
Surrender, Fane, before we are forced to crush what little remains of your clan.
Fuck you, Guramal.
Kinsman, the decisive battle is upon us. We have come too far to turn back now.
Well, thanks for blowing up my building, Fane, but it doesn't inconvenience me that much, because within 10 seconds I've already got a small army, I've rebuilt the building, and I've got a steady income of souls. There's a small group of Stormbringer goblins attacking one of our towers that we spawned with. These guys are easy to deal with, but the lightning that Fane calls down is not. That was pretty awesome though. In revenge, I decide it's time to bring out the Titan because clearly Fane is scared of the Titan. And I think maybe the developers didn't want you to just start with that and start rampaging, but here I am.
That machine must be channeling the power of the wind to Fane. If we destroy it, he can no longer immobilize us with his icy gales.
I shall sear your rotten hide, Grommel. You and the rest of your wretched clan.
The machine must be holding back the rain. If we crush it, Fane won't be able to target us with his lightning.
2 lightning towers later, I'm finally able to deal with the second machine, that being a rain stopper. This is gonna put a serious dent in Fane's power.
Hide behind the rain all you want, Grommel. It won't save you this time.
Revenge victor.
Great Frux, a lightning tower. With it, we will gain the ability to call down lightning strikes of our own. But before we can use it, we must sever Fane's control over the storm. Search the area. We must destroy the machines.
Just one more machine to go and Fane will be powerless to stop us.
That machine is channeling the storm's power directly to Fane, allowing him to create his cursed elementals. Quickly, we must pound that infernal machine into dust.
As Grommel says, we need to turn that last machine into dust, and the only thing stopping me now is 2 lightning towers.
Curse you, Grommel, but it matters little. You will never penetrate the last of our defenses.
We've severed Fane's ties to the storm. Quickly, we must return to the lightning tower and turn its power against him.
I end up running into not 1, but 2 Stormbringer Titans, and I made such quick work out of them that I didn't know where they went. I looked in the recording for them and it turns out they died.
The tide has turned. Mastery of the storm is ours. Quickly, the gate to the fortress must be drawing its power from within. We must use the lightning tower to tear Fane's fortress asunder.
It took me 1 split second to realize just how awesome this was. You work so hard to bust up all these structures and beat up all those goblins, and then you finally capture the lightning tower, and you can use those lightning strikes he's been shitting on you with this whole time, and you bust up his whole fucking base. It's glorious.
There, amongst the ruins, the metal obelisks must hold the key. We must destroy every one we can find.
I mean, I was gonna destroy everything anyways, but if the only thing preventing me from destroying them with my own goblin fingertips is these golden structures, they're going first. No, it's all out chaos, and I'm coming for revenge, Fane. Revenge on what, I don't know, but I'm gonna revenge your ass.
The Stormbringer clan has fallen, but where in Frox's name is Fane?
Run, vermin. Run for your life.
Fane, come, let's finish this.
As you wish, brother. Murderer, you shall suffer worst of us all. Such is the price for your treachery against our race and our master. Die, traitor.
Fucking weak ass Fane, bringing that weak ass shit. You deserved it.
No, I need to talk about this because they did my man Fane dirty. It's like Grax kind of dies like an idiot, sure, but this guy, he's like, I'm gonna fight you, Grommel, and Grommel just kills his ass off screen. Fane's dead. He's dead. He's not coming back. He's not injured, and he comes back in like the final cuts. No, he's done. He's done. Grommel is now the Goblin Commander of the Stormbringer clan as well.
My kinsmen, we tread on dangerous ground. This land is home to my brother Sist and his plague spitter clan. They are a savage and secretive tribe that will attack first and ask questions later. Yet we must press on. We need to find soul fountains to promote the growth of our clans. Perhaps we can avoid conflict. But if not, know this. The Plague Spitter clan's familiarity with the swamp is absolute. They hold the advantage. Coupled with their proficiency with herbs, acids, and poisons, every fight we engage in will be a fight for our very lives.
A poison swamp? What is this, a From Software game? You can tell the game is about to get very game when they bust out the poison swamp. Oh, and the green little poison goblins. Speaking about goblins, we are joined by the Stormbringer clan. They are characterized by high health and average damage. You can upgrade their damage, but it isn't anything compared to the Hellfire clan or any other clan for that matter. In fact, the power chart that comes with the game manual, which is like the intended flow that the developers had, shows that the Stormbringers are supposed to be strong against Stonecrusher, but weak against Plague Spitter, which given their debut area and this area, it kinda gives them the weakest possible chance of standing out from the other clans.
There, amongst the brambles, a soul cache. That should sustain our clans for a time. Quickly, we must cut our way to it and capture it for our clans.
Whatever you say, boss.
Here we are introduced to the soul cache, and that's exactly what it is. It's a cache of souls, about 150. So it can purchase you quite a few goblins to, you know, prep your defense or assault or whatever you need your goblins to do. You got 30 of them now. I think it's a neat mechanic, however, they bring back soul fountains a little too soon in my opinion. I would have liked to have seen a couple more stages where the only means of gathering souls was through combat and soul caches. That would have been interesting to me. We have found a fountain, Master, but it is tainted!
Jesus Christ! I've never seen its like. Whatever is responsible, I have no doubt that the Plague Spitter clan is behind it. Either way, we must get to the bottom of this before our resources are depleted completely.
This is just like a convenient excuse as to why you can't use soul fountains for this level. That's it. There's no like grand scheme or plot device that's gonna tie into this. It's just, oh, you can't use soul fountains. They plugged it up, man. Oops. I even tried to destroy it, but it's not breakable. It's not a destroyable object, not even for 5 coins. I come across this thing. It also is not destroyable, but, you know, at least it's cool set dressing as well. It looks like the remnants of a Titan shrine. When you get 3 different clans of goblins, you actually kind of have the ability to multitask a little bit, because I have the Stormbringers kind of scouting down the bottom of my map, and they discover the enemy's base, and I have my Hellfire and Stonecrushers doing some stuff in the middle, trying to see what I'm supposed to do here. It's really neat, really effective. But most importantly, it's really fun. It's cool. It makes you feel like a genius Goblin Commander. And after getting some resources, finding the enemy's base, we're able to get all 30 goblins together and then do a full-out assault of almost unstoppable goblin carnage. I think the tower is cool. I do not like this clan shrine because when you get the goblins, your clan shrine looks like that too. I would have liked the little huts in the background. And also there's that raw like carcasses that I was talking about earlier. I wasn't joking. Look at that. That's disgusting. It's awesome. I love it. What was this game rated again? This game was rated T for teen, and I'd say that's pretty fair. There's no swearing, there's no like really harsh concepts. It's just goblins killing each other and a little bit of blood. No big deal. Like, no, honestly, I'm not being facetious. I'm not being sarcastic. Goblin blood is a-okay in my book. Shit, if it's green, it's okay in Germany's book. And here we have the single best addition to Goblin Commander. This little worm thing. You can't destroy it. You can't kill it. You can't interact with it. It just sits here and wiggles. And you know what? I think it's having a better time than I am. And I thought I was having a pretty darn good time. I digress. We capture a soul cache, and we actually have an insane amount of souls right now. Almost 500, more than I know what to do with. But we find our enemy's base, and, well, I'm certain we'll be able to put them to pretty good use. It is time for us to bring some serious pain to the Plague Spitter clan. But first, a word from our sponsors. Some more viscera for my clan to pick up, but hey, at least we're getting paid to do it. We start rotating towards the other side of the map to try and clear any other objectives. We run into a small retinue of Plague Spitter goblins, and my Hellfire clan hunters make quick work out of those poor little pieces of soon-to-be paste. We bust our way into our enemy's base, and what is that I see over there? What are they doing to our little friends? What is this? I better let them out. If the Plague Spitters are keeping them in pens, that means they're using them for something. Dear God, I hope they're not eating them or milking them. Jeez, anything really. Something about those wizard spell sound effects just says old Xbox game to me.
Boss, we find big noxious tree.
That grotesque monstrosity must be what is causing the blight on the soul fountains. Destroy it at once.
No problem, Commander.
And so we go to do exactly that. Except I was a dumbass. I decided I'm gonna put my guys right next to it. No guards. I killed all the enemies. I'm gonna go upgrade my stuff. My goblins automatically went to go destroy it, and I didn't capture footage of it being destroyed. But Grommel is like,
Good job, I'm happy. How go our preparations?
Them elementals are nastier than starving ogres, and twice as unpredictable.
It is exactly those qualities that should serve us best in this Frox-forsaken land. One of the Plague Spitter clan.
Half of our clan has wounds that still burn. Their tactics are slowly tearing us apart.
Then we need to strike at the source. The Plague Spitter clan must harvest their noxious herbs from somewhere. We must seek them out and destroy them. Send the elemental. I don't believe anything could prepare them for that.
As you command, sir.
This mission is pretty darn cool. Sist, which is the leader of the Plague Spitter clan, has a supply of trees and herbs and a manufacturing facility which you don't see yet that he uses to supply all of his goblins with poison. And we've been given permission from Grommel to use the Storm Elemental to help take it down. And we're gonna need that help because the Plague Spitters have moved like forward operating bases on either side of my base. It's gonna be tough getting out of here. This is actually my second attempt at this because the first time around I decided to lead with the Tornado move from the Storm Elemental, and he got absolutely shredded. Barely hit anybody, barely did any damage. So just the Lightning Strike ability, it does really good damage, hits a bunch of units, and it has really good knockback. And enemy goblins, well, yours too, are useless when they're either flying through the air or sitting on their face. The Plague Spitters are not giving me a break because they've already got goblins attacking me from every other side right now. I have practically no goblins, I'm very low on souls, and my Storm Elemental is about to die. You can see in the back, I literally am being attacked from all sides at once. I've got 2 more squads of Plague Spitters to deal with. I upgrade my goblins a little bit with the gold I've gathered, repair my clan shrine, and start my offensive back up again. And boy howdy, it is close. And even then, when we finally do actually push out of our base, we get attacked again. At least I find a lightning rune stone, which is going to seriously help hinder this little Plague Spitter base that's right next to mine. Our Storm Elemental finally loses his life in a raid from the west. He will be missed and never forgotten. It's time for a little payback, and it's also going to be great to stop getting raided from this side. Also, I've got my eyes on that little soul fountain over there. We keep progressing and we keep fighting. We have to fight through this little valley type deal. I don't know if these walls are man-made or if they're natural. A natural pain in my ass. It's hard to get to the Plague Spitters through these. We are starting to get rolling here. We have enough resources we can actually afford another Storm Elemental. The only issue is we have to walk his happy ass all the way to our army. But he makes funny noises the whole time, and that's pretty cool. I'm trying to capture the Moon Gate, but the Goblin carnage just won't stop.
Sir, Plague Spitter harvesting crops.
Those plants must be the source of the Plague Spitter's noxious herbs. They must be destroyed, every last one of them.
Gladly, boss. Stone Crusher!
The sound for my Storm Elemental broke. thought it would be kind of funny just to have the Hellfire Lumberjack guys be the only ones attacking the trees. It was super tough to just get a clip of that because I was constantly being attacked, but to here is that. I don't think it's a very funny joke. I don't think it was worth it. What made this even more terrible was the fact that as soon as I got there and it's like they're barely cutting through the trees, I was so upset. They're literally lumberjacks. They have saws for cutting down trees. And it's better just to throw rocks at them. Well, I've got something just a little bit better than a rock.
Good job destroying the crops, but you gotta go destroy the place where they make the drugs. Goodbye.
And a little no animation model slide before he dies. Oh, it's perfect. It's the cherry on top.
That must be where the Plague Spitter clan processes their noxious bileweed. We must destroy it at once.
Okay, Grommel, as soon as I can tell which goblins are mine again. I decide to bring my Storm Elemental back again, and this tips the scales in my favor. And it's time for this pure path of destruction to start against this Plague Spitter poison operation. We make relatively quick work of it, and I do a similar mistake as to one of my previous recordings, and I destroy the last objective off screen. So Grommel begins to prompt me, and I'm like, wait, what did I do?
With their crop wiped out, we have the Plague Spitter clan right where we want them. Now, to find that worm, Cyst. Kinsman, the path to Schist's hive must be secreted nearby. Scour the area. We must find it and end this fruitless war with the cursed Plague Spitter clan. To aid us, I have set aside reinforcements, yet we must tread carefully. Our reserves are limited.
The tribe wishes to talk of peace. Seek our wise one where the sun finds sleep.
Now, I gave this mission a couple of retries too, but I was trying to optimize it, trying to get the time for the mission down, because you spawn right next to an alchemist shop with the rune stones. And there's these very, very valuable objects scattered around the map that give you tons of gold. So I decided you can combine these things and have fun. You can have more fun is what happens.
So these are the rebels who make war with the tribe, and now they seek the hive of our clan chief. The tribe wishes to offer aid.
Why would the tribe want to do that?
Our clan chief's fart is twisted. He has abandoned the tribe and must be punished. Such is our way.
And how do I know you're not just as twisted yourself?
Our clan chief cowers as his people make themselves into whores. Our honor suffers. It cannot stand.
What would you ask in return?
The tribe requires 300 gold. In return, we will direct the rebels to our clan chief.
Very well. The tribe shall have its gold.
The deal is done. But know this. There are many among us without honor. They make war still.
Then they will die. Such is our way.
So it shall be. When you are ready, seek the tribe where the north and the east winds meet.
Compared to other missions at this point in the game, this has to be one of the fastest ones once I understood what I was doing. That little egg-like thing I destroyed earlier, they're elsewhere on the map, so getting 300 gold is not actually difficult for this mission. After going egg hunting for a while, I gather up 300 gold and show up to the Elder's hut.
So, the rebels have returned. Does their clan chief bring the proper offering? He does. Chief Grommel is honorable. Seek the passage to our clan chief's hive across the flowing water where the north and west winds meet. The pact between our clans is complete. Excellent. We thank your tribe for its aid.
Now that we know the whereabouts to Sist's secret base, it's actually pretty easy to get there. But
Did my brother fall for it?
Yes, clan chief.
Very well. The tribe appreciates your courage. Now, leave this place. Chief Grommel will come for the wise one when he finds he has been tricked.
Kinsman, it's a trap. Attack it well.
yeah, when they pull out the slime, you know they're not fucking around because all the goblins you just sent into there, they're gone. They're not there anymore. Grommel had to give you new goblins. Here's new goblins for you. Go get those slimes. The slimes do put up a serious fight though. Grommel has to send in several iterations of reserves from almost every clan, or at least the ones that we have so far.
Crush you, Sist, but the fight is not over yet. Come, my clansmen, we take our fight to the hive itself. With might of our three clans, we will surround our enemy and pound them into the slime from which they came.
Stormbringer clan shrine complete, master.
We built Titan Hut, but we no build hut place yet.
Stonecrusher building clan shrine as we speak.
Excellent. We have the hive surrounded. There is no escape for the Plague Spitter clan.
Oh, fuck! Be under attack!
Defend yourselves! The Plague Spitters are rallying. We must keep them at bay until we have enough resources to rebuild what we have lost.
Alright baby, this one is for all the marbles, all the green ones that is. And the green guys are coming to get you right off the bat. It is a constant assault. Some of your structures are broken. Your goblins are scattered. You only have 2 of the clans right now. This is a little bit of a disarray. And to be honest, I like the challenge. Initially, it's a bit tough keeping up, but I leave the Stormbringers at home to defend the base, while I send the Stone Crushers out to go destroy a base. The way this mission is structured is a little bit interesting. They have like 2 of these bases on either side of you, and of course your objective is to destroy them. But the majority of gold and souls is directly behind these bases, so you have to destroy this base to be able to significantly progress upgrade-wise with your goblins. I also have a strong feeling, or I guess suspicion, that the armor and health of all the enemies has been raised, therefore necessitating you to upgrade your goblins' health and damage for them to even stand a significant chance. Though this is just a feeling and a hunch, and I have not confirmed it. One base down and only a couple squads of green guys between me and the next one. I remember hating lightning towers, but the more I rewatch this footage and see how long it takes me to destroy just one green tower, I get a little upset. And I think to myself, man, those lightning towers, they weren't that bad. To be fair though, we're about 4/5 of the way through this game. There's not too crazy much more they can throw at us, so I guess any of my arguments against the difficulty is really just me being a little bitch at this point, unless I can have something genuinely grounded to say, that's not fair and that's not fun. But they're doing the best they can with a 2003 RTS Xbox title. I'm having fun. And also, not the voiceovers for the characters, but my main narration for the game has reached 200 voice clips. This is the 201st, the previous one was the 200th one. God damn, I don't want to do a project this big for quite some time. I've been trying to do something cheesy over here with this alchemist shop, but the only cheesy thing I do is get a drummer goblin stuck in a corner and he makes a funny sound. This alchemist shop here, man, I really wish I played the game how the game wanted to be played, because this thing would have severely helped me out. Upcoming, there is a part, and it is like my least favorite part about this whole entire game. It's my least favorite part. I'm not going to say it yet, but if I would have acknowledged this alchemist shop, remembered it, and used it properly, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Hey Grummel, bad gobbies kill Hellfire good, but we escape.
The Arbiter! I thought you were dead.
Hellfire good sneaky gobbies. We find hidey hole, and when bad gobbies no look, we sneak away and build hut place.
You bring honor to your clan. Now, we must use this opportunity to exact vengeance on the Plague Spitter clan. Since they think your clan is fallen, they'll never know what hit them.
We kill bad gobbies.
I left this whole clip in. It's the whole entire clip because this is the part I don't like. The Hellfire part, my favorite guys, and you can see that eventually I develop a strategy with my favorite units, the Hunters, fully upgraded, and all I'm trying to do is get to the other two Plague Spitter clan shrines and blow them up after beating up this first one that's right the fuck next to my base. And they just keep spawning guys. They just keep spawning guys over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's like the damage output of our guys is just barely not high enough to like make a significant dent. So the progress is snail pace, and it's like I fucked up once and had to restart. So that was painful. That was really painful. And like I said earlier, if I would have just played the game and used the goddamn fucking runestones like I was supposed to, excuse my language, by the way, this segment would have been much easier. But instead, I just kept throwing Hellfire goblins just at the base. Made me come up with an idea for a game that's like, you know, it's an RTS. You build like a city and send guys to go attack the enemy city. But the catch is, it's a constant flow. Your guys meet in the middle and just keep fighting, and it's just constant fighting in the middle while you're also working on your base. So it's like you're multitasking city building and sending units, and it's like whoever can multitask better, build a better economy, and end up sending more better units, they will end up succeeding. Still got to work it out, but interesting idea. This fucking made me come up with it. I thought the little green guy flying over the ridge with his big sack was hilarious. I sped this part up even more, and there's still 2 whole minutes of bullshit left. I don't know how much that is. In Sony Vegas, it says 400%. 400% sped up. So, I guess there's a math that you can do. I'm not going to do it for you, and I'm not going to unspeed it up to see how long it is either, because right now I am just talking into Audacity, and I'm just trying to come up with like 2 minutes worth of dialogue. At first I was gonna come up and like start talking about how I feel about like the combat in the game, if you can like say that the game has like a combat difficulty system. It's like I wanted to talk about that, but I think I'm going to save that for the end of this video because I want to put myself in front of the desk, or at least my little guy in front of the desk one more time. And have a good discussion about a couple of different things. You know, I've talked about audio. It's like I've shown you just about everything. It's like I'll probably also talk about like story or something. I'm remembering now that I haven't recorded any of the multiplayer, so it's like I'm gonna plug another controller in and see what restraints or restrictions there are on multiplayer, if there are any, because it's like, you know, 60 goblins on 2 cameras. Woohoo! Let's see if the Xbox can do that. So it's like I think I'll have that. I need to record that, and then I'll talk about it, and then I'll start talking about how I felt about the game. Then I'll talk about how it like fits into like the world at 2003, how it fits into the world now, and how I feel about it as an individual, and then how I feel about it as like a critic. This is 2 minutes. We're up at 2 minutes. Oh shit! I'm done talking. That was just bullshit. Thank you for listening. All right, I'm back actually. It turns out that I didn't aim right. The 2 minutes wasn't long enough, so here's a little bit more. I listened to myself talking there, and as you can tell, it's like none of this is scripted. None of this is scripted. None of that was scripted. I'm only writing like scripts for like bigger lines that I have to come up with, and I have to articulate a bigger thought. And I didn't come up with the script for like the whole video. I started doing that and realized it just wasn't right for me after like cutting everything up into pieces and saying I'm gonna make a video with that and completely throwing that out. So it's like I've done a lot of effort, and that was like a month ago, and it's almost a month later, and this video is still not done. So I just need to pull my pants up and start getting to work.
Great work! Now we can lay siege to the hive itself.
Treacherous brother Grammel, come, the tribe awaits.
I know just how to deal with this weed. On my war pig catapult, I can shoot balls of fire, and weeds don't like fire. The first thing for me to do here is to take care of these clan shrines so those pesky little green guys will stop bothering me. I destroy the first one with relative ease and make my way to the second one, and after attacking it for a short little while, I turn around to see a rebuilt clan shrine. The only time in the whole game, and it's gonna be right here. Well, you gotta attack the source. Not much of a boss fight, but it's more involved than any of the ones previously have been. And he takes a real pummeling, but he's just talking shit the whole time and not really doing anything to you.
Ceased. Can nothing be left to your feeble care? Come, children. My brother needs a lesson in bloodshed.
Nexus, our fight is not with you.
On the contrary, any battle that allows us to get our hands around your throat is our conflict as well.
Wow, who would have guessed? Naxxus is the bad guy. Oh my goodness. I didn't see this coming at all. Oh, and Sista's dead. He's a pushover bitch.
Ah, yes. Brother Grammel, I always know I can count on you not to disappoint me.
Nexus, what are you doing here?
Why, waiting for you, of course. Now that you have made yourselves comfortable, let us be the first to welcome you home. Children, this is my foolhardy brother Grammel and his unclean ilk. Acquaint yourselves, won't you?
Curse it all! Kinsmen, we're under attack!
Not really much of an attack, but that moon gate could spell problems for us in the future. And hey look, it's the return of the rock critters!
Nexus, what in Frox's name?
Am I doing here? Why, finishing the work that our feeble-minded master foolishly started. What else? A pity. I hear he fell victim to a particularly nasty accident.
Nexus, you sound like shit, and I hate voicing you.
Oh, my children, raise the lake!
Murderer, when I get my hands on you.
Soon, brother, that I can assure you. But now, there is some unsettled business that I must attend to. Jesus Christ.
So it was Naxxus all along? Grind him to pulp and feast on his innards? I don't know what he's planning, but we must secure resources in preparation for the war that is to come.
Directly to the right of my base is not only a soul fountain, but also a Night Horde clan shrine and one of their unique towers. Their tower, it does a little bit of damage, but it also steals souls and generates them for the clan that's stealing them, which is unique. No other clan does shit like that. That's really cool. Oops, I missed that teleporter. I didn't know it was right there. Thank goodness I have a whole gang of Stormbringer goblins ready to defend my base. Well, at least ready to defend half my base. It's time for us to start destroying some of those breakable objects to get some cash money up in our goblin bases. You can hear the lightning tower putting in absolute work. 2 of those and you don't have to worry about base defense anymore.
Clan Chief, we see your kinsman.
My kinsman? As far as I know, the Stonecrusher clan is nowhere near. They're attacking. Defend yourselves!
I think this is really cute. Through some convoluted means, Naxxus is able to conjure up some Stonecrusher goblins, and it's the first time in the whole game you get to fight against Stonecrusher goblins, which, you know, you've been playing as them the whole game. I think that's cute. It's cool for a 2003 RTS Xbox game. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand? Also, this mission was another one of the missions that I had to restart. This right here is the big reason. I did not see this soul fountain the first time around, so I try to get midway through, and I just can't push past all the defensive they have with the low amount of souls. So it's like, no wonder I was missing something. Now, if we're fighting against Stonecrusher goblins, and we only have 2 clans at our disposal, what is gonna be our 3rd goblin clan for this mission? Also, here is the Purple Master Moongate. That means we're ready to stick it to the purple goblins, yeah.
Master, the Hellfire clan is attacking.
Oh, not the little red guys too. First Stonecrusher, now Hellfire. How is Naxxus swaying our kinsmen? Until we find out, we best be prepared for anything.
This is the second time in the video that I am leaving a full clip in. I've sped it up as much as Vegas Pro will let me. It's at 400%, and it's just going. The first time around I failed here, like because I said earlier, I just didn't have enough souls coming through. And you can see I have a short amount of souls. There's not that many souls. It's tough for me to keep up with this. I think there was maybe like one more hidden soul fountain or like another runestone somewhere that I just didn't take advantage of. Or perhaps unit types. It's like there is 2 units here that I have access to, one that gives armor and one that takes away armor. I'm sure if I would have had those guys in both of my parties, we would have been more successful, but I approached with the cheapest units en masse. Similar to last time, I ended up recording a whole like little speech, and it wasn't nearly as long as I thought it was. So this is a perfect opportunity to briefly talk about the difficulty, not in the extent that I want to later though. This is a good example of you can just brute force your way through the game. I have used pretty much just the cheapest units, upgraded like to their highest damage and health. And that has not been difficult for me throughout the entire game. I've had to restart a couple times, but I attribute those more to like stupid mistakes that I made rather than the game punishing me for not playing how it was supposed to be played. sans that one time, the alchemist shop, it's like I had access to it and I didn't use it. Though there is probably a couple times on some of these maps, like, you know, there's a soul fountain hidden, or there's a rune stone somewhere, and one of those would severely turn the tide of the battle in my favor. Alright, now it's time to take care of the Hellfire Clan Shrine. These bastards have had it too good for too long.
Our enemies make war on that infant.
That cave must be its lair. Quickly, we must help it.
Oh, I already see where this is going. Goblins, you better go help that slime out. Oh, that was fast. Okay. And here we are, controlling the slime because it's a titan. Of course it is. And Grom will explain to you what to do next.
Eating has caused the slime to grow. Quickly, we must feed it until it is big enough to activate the pressure plate.
Thank you, Grummel. That was, beautiful.
There is a pressure plate ahead, Master.
The trigger that Naxus used to lower the molten lake. Quickly, we must find something heavy enough to activate it.
At this time, of course, I didn't know, but the slime's other method of attacking besides just sitting on top of something is expelling a lot of its body mass as an acid spray. I had it big enough to activate the pressure plate, but then I attacked and I had to go absorb some more rock critters to get some of that biomass back up.
The lava has receded enough to allow our clans to pass. Now we must cross and seek out the Night Horde clan.
And just across the bridge, we do run into the Night Horde clan, but not in the way you'd expect.
It appears to be the ruins of a clan shrine. But why would Naxus...
Hey, Grommel, my brother. Yeah, Naxus, our lord, has told us much about you.
I'm flattered. But what is the meaning of this?
Yeah, so, Naxus has taken control of the Great Machine, and he's using Phraziel's Moonstone to create an army. Now he doesn't like us little purple guys no more.
The Moonstone! So that's where those corrupted imposters are coming from.
Yeah, he's making abominations. That's pretty fucked up. Someone needs to do something about that.
Then join us. Together we can drive Naxus and his foul brood back into the void from which they sprung.
Join you? Okay. Yeah.
Excellent. Kinsman, Night Horde is now our ally in war, and will be treated as such.
Alright, now we have access to the Night Horde clan, and honestly, I think they are probably the coolest looking ones. I really like the color purple, and I really like their like graveyard undead abomination aesthetic, because there's like a fucked up looking one, there's a witch doctor, and like almost all of them have skulls on them. Their lore is they spend time in like old battlefields scavenging for shit. And the lore said that Naxus was perfectly content right alongside his clan doing that. I don't know if it's just me or if we're just back up to 30 goblins and that's it, but I'm feeling strong. These purple guys make me feel big and strong. Their two main units I'm using from their clan is a crossbow archer type guy, and he shoots volleys at a time, so it's just like machine gun crossbow. Absolutely insane. And the other dude's just this hulking abomination type thing with blades for arms. And he takes a beating, and boy does he beat stuff up too. I have no idea what caused it, and aside from just one crash the whole time I was playing, we have one glitch pop up. And it's a pretty annoying sound bug, and it's with those archer crossbow machine gun guys I was just talking about. Their sound is fucked. I deleted my microphone layer from the Twitch VOD when making this video, but right at this exact moment, I was laughing my ass off. I was having a good time because of this. This is like classic gaming to me.
Kinsman, the end has come. Nexus has shown his true colors. He is a murderer, a betrayer of our kind. He is a deceitful snake that must be crushed under booted heel.
Goblin boots.
So he plans to stand on the shoulders of our master, turning the machine that we built with our own hands against us. But it is our hands that will wrap around his throat. We'll destroy the great machine, every last piece of it. We will eliminate the coward's source of power. And in doing so, defang the treacherous viper, once and for all.
Off to a great start. We got some enemy goblins immediately attacking our base.
Those are parts to the great machine. Destroy them.
Okay, so the objective of this mission is to destroy parts of the Great Machine until the Great Machine is no longer working. This is what the machine gun crossbow guys sound like when they're upgraded to level 2. And this is level 3. Besides the screaming, I think that's probably my favorite sound effect in this whole game. Oh man, these guys have probably turned into my new workhorse. They pack power, they've got defense, they're just the whole package, they're perfect. I use the purple crossbow machine gunners to push our way deep into the heart of this machine territory. I've barely even started breaking the machine. I'm just pushing through goblin territory.
We find one of Naxi's big spiky thingies.
It must have been abandoned when the Night Horde clan defected. Quickly, we must take control of it at once. I'm sure we could put it to good use, destroying the Great Machine.
Yeah, sure thing, Grommel, whatever you want. This is cool. This thing right here, oh my god. I'm gonna speed through the rest of this level, but at least there's a joke to go with it, so... Woo!
Feels so good. 素敵なアフタヌーン。プラチナみんな yeah。固めて転がす I love you いつでも smile for you。君だけにラムネそう頑張らなくちゃ。お揃いの T シャツ手編みのマフラーとハートに目白押しギターへ Say goodbye バイバイみんな固めてしまいましょう奮発しちゃいますこんな日は歌って踊る主役は僕だけど It's my way It's my way なななななななな塊魂ななななななな塊魂La la 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 la塊魂 La 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 la塊魂 塊魂
That was like 30 minutes squeezed into just a couple minutes, so please forgive me for putting that whole song there, and hopefully YouTube will forgive me as well.
The great machine has been crippled. Naxus can no longer employ it to create his wretched army. Now, we must find the fiend and drag him from his hole. We will have justice, even if we have to grind it from his bones.
Yeehaw! Let's go get Naxus! I am so sorry, but for the rest of this, I fucked up the audio track, so the only way that I have game audio is with my microphone audio as well, and that just, you hear me like burping and hitting the bong and shit, it's real classy.
You never knew the true purpose of the great machine? Yes, the master created it to build bombs. Devastating weapons that harvest spiritual energy. No lisp on that last one. In minutes, the moon gates will deliver their contents, freeing the souls of all who walk these lands. Jesus Christ, oh my god.
When the precious energy is collected, I will build a new race, a mighty scythe to rip this world clean.
This is madness.
No, Grummel, this is Sparta. This is how we do things here. Also, this came out before the movie 300. Also, Nax has got speech therapy and turned full Russian.
Yeah, I fucking hate doing Naxxus's voice. I am so tired of it. I am ready to be done with him especially. Everybody else is fun. I love doing Grommel's voice now. I tried to see if I could destroy the bomb using the War Pig catapult, and it does not work. We need a goblin engineer over there. The War Pig catapult is fantastic. I get a little too zesty with it. He's not great by himself. He's bad by himself. But if you have goblins in front of you, you're a titan. You're literally a titan, man. This is definitely the best part of the game. You have multiple objectives, you have a time limit, so the pressure actually feels like it's on, though it's 30 minutes, so you've got forever effectively. You've got so many goblins coming at you from all different sides, ready to get your blood. It's thrilling. This is truly the most thrilling part of the game. I felt like they were saving those Stormbringers just for when I got close enough. It almost feels like a Doom monster closet, and that's just, oof, icing on the cake, baby. I love this. Cherry on top, chef's kiss. Ah! When I said you need to get an engineer goblin, I was joking. All you have to do is just capture the master moon gate of a specific color and send your goblins through it, and they're standing on top of a bomb and they will automatically disarm it for you because your goblins are geniuses and they're capable of everything. This mission is awesome. It's literally constant fighting. Your enemies, they're upgraded, so it's like they put up more than a fight than they've ever put up before, and you have to fight goblins from every single clan, which means you're weak against some of them. You have to be. I end up pulling out the Stone Ogre because I need something a little bit faster and a little bit more personal. We fight our way to the purple gate and push our way through that. That's 2 bombs down and, oh god, only 18 minutes left. Okay, here's the 3rd moon gate. There's a lot of goblins. I'm cutting a lot of violence out. You can see all the blood. We've got about 15 minutes left. Jesus! This little night horde encampment is really putting up a fight. Eight minutes left. Can you tell I'm skipping around a lot? I'm sorry, I just want to get through this, man. I'm very glad I had all my goblins group up together, because now it's a 30 goblin pile of death just roaming around this map, destroying everything. The culmination of your goblin commanding is here. And this is it. With 5 minutes to spare, only 5 minutes, we face the last fight we will ever face in Goblin Commander.
We've deactivated the bomb. Good work. The creatures of this world will never know how close they came to annihilation. You have done well. Now, the time has come to find Nexus. There are a few things I wish to discuss with him, right before I kill him.
Beautiful.
Great frogs! There are enough bombs here to steal every soul in Ogress!
You never know when to give up, do you? In moments, you and the rest of your kind will cease to exist, leaving me to rebuild our race in my image.
Surrender, Nexus. There is nothing to gain from this.
On the contrary, there is everything to gain. Chaos and glorious death.
If it's death you're after, I would have granted you that myself.
Fool, when will you realize that I shall always be your better? Farewell, brother. Be sure to give my thanks to our master.
Thank him yourself.
We could only hope that Nexus was killed in the blast, but of that, we will never be sure. As for us, reunited under our great leader Grommel, we would rebuild, we would endure, we would find purpose.
We're finally done. We're done with Goblin Commander. We finished it. And before you say, wait, he didn't do the multiplayer yet, you're right. I'm not gonna. I decided that I'd have to just start recording some more, and I am so close to the finish line I don't want to do that. And anyways, if you are adamant about seeing Goblin Commander multiplayer footage, that gives you a reason to come back to my channel in the future. A big factor in making this decision is the fact that I can look at audio clips that I recorded today on the 6th, and it says I recorded them on the 2nd of February, or a later date in January. And that's, it's been getting at me, so I just need to get this out there. I need it to be done. For example, this video took so long, I had the artist I commissioned to do my original, character, do a couple more emotions. So the next video, I'll use those quite liberally over the course of a much shorter video. Now, real quick, I'm going to sum up my thoughts on the game, and it may or may not be that quick. And then I'll play the end credits, and that will be it. That'll be all I ask for you for this video. I asked you to come back, but that's up to you. Okay, I recorded a really long audio clip and didn't like it, so I'm gonna try and sum up my thoughts, rapid fire here. Audio design. I love all the little goblins screaming. I love the splatter sound effects. I love the explosions. I don't like the music. I think the music is way too ambient for this type of game, and I would have liked that goblin metal. I will to the grave on that one, baby. I swear to God. Graphically, it's like it's an old game. You can pretty much tell what everything is that you're looking at, you know, so it's like it didn't age that poorly. It's like, you know, a little cartoony, so I think they did a pretty good job. I fucked up a little bit on the rendering side of it, so it's like everything is a little too sharp, and that's my fault. It's like I can make things a little bit softer, but I ended up making that decision as I was playing the game, and it looked better to play the game on the TV that way. It wasn't smart to try and edit and render it that way. Gameplay wise, I think it's fine. I think it's okay. There is not really anything super deep about this game. It's not crazy complex. The only reasons I had to restart missions, and I had to restart like 6 or 7 times, no joke, was because I didn't respect the game. I never respected the game. I kept buying the cheapest possible units the majority of the time, and I would just try and upgrade them and just keep sending waves and waves and waves of those continuous cheap units. And I think that gave me that idea for that game that I was talking about earlier, but that is not how this game is supposed to be played. You're supposed to have a little bit more tact. Like, there's special units with each of the factions that have like something that they do, and you know, I didn't respect that. There's the rune stones, there's the observatories that are on most maps, and I did not respect that. That being said, it's all very cool. It's all very, very cool. Being able to call down meteors from the sky, fuck yeah. Being able to give you any of your goblins specific colored steroids, it's like, hell yeah, sign me up. I just didn't feel like I had to use it enough, and I think that is a weak spot for this game, because there's no difficulty. It's like, you can compare it to Pikmin in that regard. Chris Miller had an interview, that Game Zone interview I was talking about earlier. He says that one of their main inspirations was Pikmin and Lord of the Rings, funnily enough. And it's like, I can see that. I can 100% see that. I love Pikmin, and inherently I love this game because of that. But I wish they would have stolen a couple more mechanics, because like having to like, you know, get your goblins to bring stuff back to the base would have been so cool. Having like bigger creatures than other goblins to fight would have been cool. Besides Titans, of course. But overall, I think the gameplay is pretty good. And the story was fine. Story was fine. I like the story. It was okay. I feel like the Moonstone Bomb plot was a little weird at the end there. Like, he's like, I'm gonna steal all the souls and make a master goblin race, and it's like, okay, all right, buddy, okay. And then just there was like several times where people being defeated was like, Grax's death was like, I'm upset about that still. Fane's death, he got bodied, like, no joke. And then Naxxus, it's like, you assume he's dead, and it's like, I love that the way they got saved was that only one of the bombs was armed, and he threw the bomb through the portal, and you can only assume Naxxus is dead, but, you know, it's, oh, is he dead? Is he, sequel bait, is he dead? I don't think there's anything else I can really say about the game. Besides, I think the controls were pretty intuitive to be able to control 3 different like clans at once of like 10 units, to be able to send them all do different things. There was a nice multitasking vibe to this game. That was pretty cool, and I wish I would have utilized that more. And I didn't. I did not do that. I didn't respect the game. I told you that already. But I do respect the effort put forth into making this game. I had a blast playing it, and I'm not gonna rate it or anything like that, because it's like, it's very tough for me to look back and like make an accurate, like, this is how I like feel. I feel like it's a pretty like, you know, 3-4 out of 5 type of game. But the joke was, I was gonna say it was 5 goblins out of 5, and show each of the 5 goblin heads. I gotta cut them all out anyway for the thumbnail, so it's a good place to put that here. Anyways, this was the first episode of The Game Graveyard. I appreciate you so much if you made it this far. I appreciate you also if you've listened to this almost 5-minute long verbal diarrhea. I just really appreciate having the opportunity to do this, something like this finally. I've wanted to do something like this for a very long time. And I've been working on this one for like over a month now, which is just ridiculous. And I don't want to put this much effort into another video anytime soon, but I, you know, still want to have videos of similar quality. I'm going to keep learning how to make good stuff. I haven't decided on the next Game Graveyard video yet, but it'll either be a PS2 game or an Xbox game, I tell you what. Outside of that, I've been playing a lot of Project Zomboid, and I guess maybe expect a Project Zomboid video or something like that here coming soon. Anything else? Anything else? Nope. This is about 6 minutes. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening. This is Sherpa the Skeleton King. Here are the credits to Goblin Commander.
Oh no. We need that on the credits reel. Not recording me when I get rolling, that's like throwing gold in the fountain. Like, man, he's cocky. Don't touch me. Dreaming. Do you have any bananas? I'm sorry, I read the line until I just want to go. Te lo paso de Takabe. Oh, no, 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 no. Hello, my name is Grax. It's time to. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We're going to have a wonderful show tonight. Oh, great.
This dude's gonna done straight up.
You know, when we originally started working on the game, the original plan wasn't even to do an ambient score. The original plan was, you know, hey man, can you make like the the early '80s metal stuff? So we were like, okay.
Stinky, I know. That's so cute.
Mate, tu ekas pese. Palase te la mate se tu sotuje. Mate, tu eka mese. Palase te la mate se tu stuje.
Mate to kafis para seletama tichat sotuje.
It's getting so dark. I feel cold. Hold me.
I gotta do that one, okay. Alright.
Panamanican. Tetoka fasi lama.
Whoops, that one up. Alright, try again.
Katifo bika malajala. Bikalomo milaka.
Alright.
Brought to you by Jellicoe Entertainment. The letter J, the color purple, and the number 3.
Brought to you by Jellicoe Entertainment.
Purple Rain, Ali G, Strong Bad. That shit kills me. Now you've unlocked cheat mode where you can goblins